Hi, sweeties. How are you doing? Welcome to Nanya Sim, and thank you all so much for all the love and support. Hope you all are doing great. Today, we'll be talking something very important, and I want to also remind you all that Congo is bleeding. We talked about Congo, and at some point, I think we just relaxed, thinking that things are better. Things are no better, because just 2 days ago or something, the camp was bombed and killing so many people. The young kids who were in the camp and all that said that they are very scared. I cannot bring that video here because it's really very heartbreaking. The kids were saying that they are very scared. Can you imagine sleeping and waking up and not knowing what is going to happen to you and all that? They are still mining cobalt. And looking at what is going on in Congo, it is very, very devastating for people also living there because life is not easy as it stands. Let's scream it. Let's shout it. We have given so much attention to Palestine. I also want us to also use our voices to say, to scream it, to say it, share this out so people will know, so people can speak about it, what is going on in Congo, because people are dying. Young kids are being essayed. And the fact that they cannot do anything, they cannot even save themselves, is just horrifying. They are stealing from them and at the same time making their life a living hell. So what do you people want them to do? You are mining cobalt and that is not enough for you. You are also going after the kids. Let's get into this.
So I just saw a video from a content creator speaking about how Congo was bombed yesterday and there were, casualties of about 40 and counting, and they're not even sure how many injuries there are. And my worry is she was highlighting the fact that she could not find this news being reported in English, meaning that the Western media is not picking up on these stories. They're not reporting on the stories, and it worries me that the people from Congo are struggling so much. People from Sudan are struggling so much, and as Africans, what are we doing? What are we doing to support people from Congo? Honestly, I feel like with the students in America protesting for Palestine, why can't we do things like that in our continent in support of people of Congo, people in Sudan? There is so much that is happening. People are losing their lives, and that includes children, especially in Congo. It includes children because those kids are being exploited to work in the mines. So if there's any bombings, they are also affected. And the fact that they have to flee their homes, they have to stay in camps and all of those things, which means that if they're bombing that place as well, they're probably bombing kids as well. And what are we doing? What are we doing as a continent? Why are we just watching this happen to Congo? And for some weird reason, I don't know if it's just my FYP, but I see less and less videos about Congo. Other than that lady and that Orion guy, I don't know if it's Orion or not, but I don't know how to pronounce, if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but yeah. Other than him, because I follow him for the updates, just to see what is currently happening or what is being done for the people that are struggling to find shelter and all of those things. And even if you follow his content, it's heartbreaking. Always you'll find something that those people are living under horrible conditions every single day. And the fact that they're being bombed as well, just makes everything so, it makes it worse. I wish we could stand up more for our people, because clearly the Western media or the Western countries are not reporting on this. Because for them, it's clearly, it's Africa. Africa is supposed to be a war zone or whatever the case is. For them, yeah. So I wish we could do more. Anyway, I wanted to just speak about this because it broke my heart to watch.
So if you didn't hear, there was a bombing of a refugee camp, not in Gaza, in the Congo. There were 40 deaths so far and counting. I've only seen a few videos, but The attack was committed by the M23 rebel group, which is the group that you hear about when you hear about all these killings happening, people being enslaved, people being mass raped as a form of punishment. And so we don't hear enough about what is going on in the Congo, even less so than we do about the genocide in Sudan. And I wanted to try my best to explain it in a way that people can understand. It is true that the main reason that we don't hear enough about what is being committed in Sudan and in the Congo because of rampant anti-blackness in the West. People literally just don't care enough when the genocides are being committed against black bodies. However, I have also noticed that even among people who do care, who don't have these anti-black biases, who really do want to talk about the Congo, they don't really talk about the Congo. They just say, pay attention to the Congo, and with zero explanation. And I think a lot of people who really do want to learn about the Congo don't really know what is going on because it hasn't been explained to them. It's not as clear cut as what is being done to the Palestinians in Gaza, where an occupying force is just mass slaughtering people. It's more complex than that, and so people don't really know where to start. And I will be the first to admit that I don't know all the details, but I know enough, I think I've grasped enough to explain what is happening, why it is happening. And it's basically it all comes down to resources. It's always about resources and the West extracting resources from the global South. And not just the West, because the genocide in Sudan is being backed by, I'm trying to remember, it's by Israel, of course, but also mainly the UAE, Israel, and Russia, because they all want access to Sudan's gold. In the Congo, it is similar. It is all about extracting resources. The Congo is the richest nation on earth in regards to its resources and the value of the land. And in order to extract those resources, the West or whatever powers that are trying to steal those resources need to do something about the people who are sitting on top of the resources. So they will often manufacture conflicts in order to clear or eradicate the people who own those resources, who are on top and living among the resources, so that they can just come and take it. So for the last over 100 years, that is what has been done to the Congo, to the people of the Congo. And you're probably familiar of the early history of the exploitation of the Congo and the genocides committed in the name of this exploitation, such as under the colonial rule of Belgium, under King Leopold II. You're familiar with the first Congo genocide. You've probably seen the pictures of the parents holding or staring at their children's severed limbs. Why was this genocide committed back then? For the extraction of rubber. Then, of course, Congo gained its independence under Patrice Lumumba, and you probably know what happened to Lumumba. He was assassinated, and a Western-backed dictator, Mobutu, was put in his place. Lumumba had kicked out all of the Western companies exploiting the Congo's resources and killing the Congolese people. The West said, fuck that, we want to keep stealing and killing. They assassinated him, propped up Mobutu in his place, and Mobutu brought all these Western companies back in. Even after the end of Mobutu's reign, I believe it was like a 30-year dictatorship, even after the end of Mobutu's reign, there have been multiple manufactured power struggles in the Congo between the Congolese government and rebel groups such as the M23, but make no mistake, the West is behind all of it. Now, the current genocide in the Congo, and it is important to recognize that it is a genocide. It is not just a conflict for resources. It is also explicitly a genocide being committed in the Eastern Congo. In order to understand the context, you also have to look back to the colonization of Rwanda, also by Belgium. Now, the Western grasp of the Rwanda genocide is basically, oh, it was black people killing black people. Terrible, oh well. You need to understand that this genocide was instigated by the Belgian colonizers. It was manufactured. Before colonization, the tribes in Rwanda, in that region, essentially coexisted peacefully. When the Belgian colonizers came, they created, this is going to sound familiar, they created a racial hierarchy. They created a tribal hierarchy where certain tribes held more power over other tribes, with the white colonizers at the top, and then there were tiers. This created previously non-existent hatred between the tribes, which then culminated in the Rwandan genocide, which is specifically a genocide committed by the Hutu people against the Tutsi people, manufactured by the Belgian colonizers. Essentially, divide and conquer. Make them kill each other so that we can take their resources. Now, after the end of the Rwandan genocide, the Hutu militia leaders who had perpetrated this genocide and ordered the killing of the Tutsi people fled the country. Where? To Eastern Congo. Now, who is a major ethnic group in the Eastern Congo, specifically the Goma region? You guessed it, it's the Hutu people. So following the genocide in Rwanda, certain Tutsi groups, Tutsi militias, wanted revenge. And so they left Rwanda and traveled into Eastern Congo to then commit a genocide of revenge. These groups are, of course, backed and armed by the Rwandan government, which, you guessed it, is very, very, very close with the West and Western capitalists and Western companies and Western interests. Essentially creating a deal of like, we'll give you these weapons if you will also then bring back Congo's resources to us so that we can sell it to Western companies. And as such, that is where you hear of these slave camps, these dangerous mines where people are literally forced to extract coltan, cobalt, gold, all of Congo's resources. It is where you hear of people being mass slaughtered, where you hear of women being mass raped. These are all being committed by these militia groups from Rwanda, working with the major Congolese M23 rebel group. Now, I have heard, and you have probably also heard, among those who deny the Congo genocide is occurring, will say like, oh no, these labor camps, these mines where people are extracting resources, they get paid for that. They get paid pennies, but they're getting paid by these Congo companies who sell these resources to the West. It's terrible, but it's not genocide. That is only true for the legal mines in the rest of Congo run by the Congolese government, or rather run by Western companies who are working with the Congolese government, which again is a form of exploitation that only exists because of the West's intervention, the West's action exploitation in the Congo, propping up puppet governments that even allow this exploitation of the Congo's resources in the first place. The West is also, in addition to those mines, extracting the Congo's resources through the illegal mines in Eastern Congo, in the Goma region. Mines run by these militant rebel groups who are working with the Rwanda government to also extract these resources through slavery and then send them to Rwanda to be sold again to Western companies. And actually, I do want to make a clarification that I forgot. It's not just Western companies. I believe China also is playing a major part in the extraction of Congo's resources, Congo's coltan, cobalt, and especially Congo's gold. They really want Congo's gold. But in the end, this extraction is bolstered, it is manufactured by capitalist imperialists who want nothing more than to take these resources and get rich, no matter the cost, no matter the bloodshed, no matter what genocides are enforced, bolstered, committed, encouraged in order to make that extraction possible. This is the same thing that is happening in the Sudan. A manufactured genocide committed by Arab tribes against black tribes in order to extract Sudan's resources. I know I've been talking for 10 minutes, but I hope I was able to explain this in a way that makes sense. So that when you advocate for the Congo, which I hope you will too, and for Sudan, you will explain why we are boycotting new technology, why we are boycotting diamonds, and also why we should probably be boycotting gold too. Wherever you see a genocide being committed, you will find a capitalist bolstering it in order to get rich. Free the Congo.
I do not care if you think I'm being mean in this video. I'm the daughter of a Scorpio of a Gemini. If you've been here, you know you're going to get from me. If you care about Congo, you need to step the fuck up. Spam commenting 9 words for the algorithm is not doing anything for that. Reposting the same 5-year-old video is not doing anything. They need your voices and they need your support. whether it's on social media talking about what's happening or monetarily through donation. Last night, M23, the militia group that has been terrorizing Eastern Congo, dropped a bomb on a displacement camp. Dozens are unalived, dozens more are injured. Children were literally kidnapped in the night to be trafficked. Some of those children include a trio of brothers that Focus Congo was looking after and was going to check on the following day. They have yet to hear from them and have no idea where these children are. And if this genocide continues, it is going to expand to the latter parts of the region, including the south and in the west. And the west has the capital city of Kinshasa. The militia having control of the entire country is every Congolese person's worst nightmare. If you care about Congo actually being free, speak the hell up. That means talking about it. Support journalists on the ground. Support the organizations that are trying to help these people. That includes Focus Congo. That includes Friends of the Congo, the Pansy Foundation, Congolese Foundation, the Congo Chair. These are grassroots orgs started by Congolese people because they know our government isn't going to do anything. They are benefiting from our oppression. Congolese people globally have spoon-fed so much information to y'all over the last 7 months. Now it's time for y'all to do the work. The rotating lip service is over. It's life or death.
The DRC, because I know she's not going to talk about it. It's day 10,957 on the atrocity taking place in the DRC. If you're interested to know how many days that is, please look it up. More women and more little girls that are surviving in the DRC right now are being sexually abused every single day. It's gotten to the point where it's spiked by 91% since 2021 and 2022. There are reports of females saying that they don't feel safe no matter what they do. They travel alone, they get touched. They travel with groups, they get touched. This has been happening for so long that they've grown desensitized to the atrocity taking place to them and right in front of them. They also say that the guys with guns don't care if they're with someone or they're alone. They're going to do what they're doing still. 5 to 9 people have reported to be unalive due to a bombing that happened at refugee camps that people were displaced at, and a majority of those people that were found unalive were children. 2 children and their mothers' corpses were found at the location of the bombing. Along with being sexually abused, they're being pushed into forced labor for the mining of the blood minerals that Apple needs for their product. They're experiencing one of the hugest humanitarian crises going on in the world right now. What the mass following has to do is say free this area, and their community is going to do the rest for them. Their community is going to tag them in information so that they can educate themselves to educate the masses that are in their community. Saying something as simple as free Kenya, free Sudan, free Congo will stimulate your community to do the work for themselves so that they can also help you do the work to enlighten other people.
So this is all I got from this, and this is very sad that Congo is still bleeding, and it looks like we are focusing or putting so much attention on what is going on in Palestine. I mean, we really need to come back again. I have been on this for a very long time, and to me, I thought, there was a break or something, but no. Now, what happened is that in the camp, something really horrifying happened. And people were asking, wait, did this happen in Gaza? No, it happened in Congo. And why is all this happening? Young kids, girl children are being SA, about 60 to 70 assistant now per hour. And we are keeping quiet. I mean, I am really so sad that some people are going through it all. The fact that you are going to sleep and wake up and not know what is going to happen, or sleep and don't know if you are going to wake up the next day or something, it's really very horrifying. The fact that kids, I saw some videos from that, I do not want to bring them because they are really very heartbreaking. You see young girls saying that they are really very scared. They go to sleep scared, they wake up really scared because they don't know what is going to happen to them. And the fact that I really do not understand what is going on. I mean, the Western world, not just only even Arab at the same time, or everybody wants a tap from the resources. What are they all looking for? They are looking for cobalt. Why are they looking for cobalt? What do they need? I mean, it's really sad that all they do is just keep stealing, not just stealing and making the life of the people they are stealing from better. No, they are stealing and making their lives a living hell. I am really so sick and tired of waking up every day. I remember people saying that Rwanda were the ones invading Congo. I mean, some African countries are the ones involved. Whereas they use most black people, most African, sorry, people that look like me also, they use them to do their job, to get the job done. But now, as it stands, they are not even scared anymore. You see them, they come in, they do what they want to do, and the rest of it. And I think just a few days ago, I heard that I think like Arabs are coming to, is it Zimbabwe or something, to buy acres of land and all that. And now this is how it starts. Before you know what is going on, they are chasing away people in that community. Oh, they can't see, they can't do anything. Life will really become very miserable for those people. I mean, it's really sad that our politicians are not even saying, I don't know what is happening to them. They do not have foresight. They can't see. If you cannot see, can't you hear? Can't you hear? Can't you see that people are suffering? Your own citizens are suffering. I mean, it is time for you all to wake up. I know sometimes the foreign bodies sometimes overpower, but you really have to do your best to make sure that your citizens are doing great. Because what is the essence of being a president or a whatever without your citizens being safe? What is the essence? It doesn't make any sense. So let's keep screaming it. Congo is still bleeding. It is still bleeding. People are dying. And just now, 40 plus. We don't even know. I think this is just media and numbers. Maybe by the time we start digging deep, we'll find out that, like, much more than. And people where the people are, they are the people in the camp. See you all in my next video. Bye for now.